Good morning, Dr. Dina. Welcome to AKIS and welcome to the Arabic Center of Excellence and Culture. We're glad you are here with us today. We are here to talk about the importance of the mother tongue language. And since we are celebrating, as you told me, 25 years, which is a very important day for the international mother tongue language. To start with, can you just give us a brief introduction about yourself and to the audience, please?
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for inviting me to do this podcast. I'm very excited to be here because the main reason I'm here is that we have the first meeting of the advisory board of the Center of Excellence for Arabic Language and Culture, and I am the chair of the advisory board, and I'm very excited to be preparing everything for our first meeting. And very nicely, it also coincides with the week when we celebrate International Mother Tongue Day, so we can do activities with students, parents and staff to raise awareness on this important date.
So from your experience and of course based on your research, why the mother tongue language is very important to the children?
Well, we have seen from research studies done at different stages of education that where children have access to structured teaching and learning in their mother tongue, as well as obviously the medium of instruction in international schools is going to be in English. But where mother tongue is an integral part of teaching and learning, children achieve better results across the curriculum. So in all subject areas, and specifically in maths, we see that children who are bilingual will do extremely well. And this is connected with the fact that using two languages helps children develop abstract thinking better. So it's in everybody's interest to make sure that children have access to reading, writing, and exploring, all the curriculum topics, both in medium of instruction and their mother tongue, because they will definitely make better progress and have better achievement across the curriculum.
So sometimes, especially with the parents, they are not exposed to certain research and they choose to have English or one language of instruction for their kids, ignoring the importance of their mother tongue language. To what extent you feel like having the mother tongue language will help the students, or investing in the mother tongue language will help the students developing other languages?
Very important question, parents. I work a lot with parents. I do sessions for parents. I think obviously every parent will make a decision that's based on the best intention. Parents want their children to succeed in English, to do well in exams. And because there's very little guidance for parents, often nothing, they make these decisions based on their own sort of a common sense that in order to do better in English, children should be exposed to English all the time. So some parents will, for example, decide that they will even speak at home in English in order to support their children achieve better in English. This has many implications. I've met adults who told me that, when they emigrated to the UK, their parents said, okay, today we're not speaking in Gujarati anymore, we're just going to speak in English. And now as adults, they say, we feel robbed from our culture, from our family, and we understand why our parents did this, but sometimes people will learn as adults their mother tongue because they want to connect better with their family, with their culture. So these are just some of the consequences. But also in terms of learning, when you think about mother tongue being obviously the first language the children are exposed to, that their first, use of language, their first, kind of meta-linguistic skills which are developing, will be embedded in that language, then you really need to understand that a bridge needs to be made between all that learning that happens in early childhood with what's happening once children start going to school and learning in English or in any other language.
Which is very important example, because linking the mother tongue language with the identity, with the culture, with the heritage as well is very important. But do you think, because parents sometimes, as you said, they decide, I want to educate my children in English and I will speak with them English at home. Do you think, is it because the schools are missing something about the importance of the mother tongue language? In some cases, for example, at AKIS, we have more than 80 nationalities. To what extent the schools can serve and help the students to develop their mother tongue language? Any good examples, anything that schools can do just to make sure that the parents feel confident about the schools they are sending their children to?
From my consultation with staff, I know that staff are very much under pressure to use English only in international schools. That
Yes.
This is often the message that they receive from the inspectors. And, teachers sometimes say, I know that just using one sentence in Arabic would help me to convey the message and understand the meaning of what I'm trying to say. But I feel under pressure that I should use English only. Mm-hmm. So I think this is really not helpful, because learning happens in every language that we know and that we can use. And when you have a science teacher, when you have a maths teacher, their focus is to explain concepts, to explain, the experiment or the formula. And if children can be, supported in gaining better understanding in what's being covered in that topic, then we should use all languages we can and that are available in our classroom and through our resources. Also, I want to say that recently I published a paper where I'm introducing a new concept, which is academic monolingualism. Mm-hmm. And I'm raising here very important issue that if we educate children only in one language, even though they might be very fluent and competent speakers of everyday language, so let's say they speak Arabic at home with their friends, with their family, but in school they will only learn about the curriculum in English. Mm-hmm. They will not be able to do, anything that's to do with curriculum in their mother tongue, in Arabic, because nobody speaks academic language at home.
Correct.
You need concepts, you need a subject-specific language to be able to do that. And my inspiration for writing about academic monolingualism came from a boy in your school who told me when we had a session, he said to me, Miss, when I go back to Egypt, I'm not able to help my little brother do maths in Arabic because I can only do maths in English. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And he said, can you please ask our head teacher if we can have one lesson a week of maths in Arabic? Mm. This child is 12 years old. He understands what his problem is and he understands what the solution is.
Excellent.
He knows that only by doing maths in Arabic, he'll be able to do maths in Arabic.
Right.
So, I always say this, that, as somebody who's been educated in Europe, I learned about Arab nations through learning about development of maths. And to come to, Dubai and to meet a young boy from an Arabic family who says he can't do maths in Arabic, I feel this is not right. Mm-hmm, and we need to put this right by giving children opportunities to do maths, science, biology, humanities, in English, but also in Arabic. Yeah. Only then they will be developed as, adults, young professionals in the future who are able to use Arabic and English for professional purposes, for academic purposes.
Correct. And going back to the research that you conducted at AKIS, it was COVID time, I remember, and you visited our school and you met parents, students, you met educators as well. So part of your recommendations, and this is why we are here and excited about it as well, you recommended to have a center of excellence for the Arabic language across the nation, and you called for this as part of the recommendation. What made made you think that this is the best way of doing things? And why did you think, based on your research, that this will help improving the Arabic culture and Arabic language in the UAE and, of course, in our school, definitely?
Well, thank you for that question. I like to make parallels with the literacy strategy that we had in England, and I was part of rolling out that strategy in our schools in London. And we had these hubs of, literacy strategy implementation that I was a member of one of them in City of Westminster. So we were organizing sessions for teachers, professional development sessions. We were organizing evaluations, research, and, developing resources to help schools implement this national literacy strategy, which was about focusing on the fact that we teach literacy across the curriculum, that every teacher is a language teacher, that every teacher needs to know the linguistic demands of their language. So, I saw many parallels in terms of how my experience, my knowledge from being involved in rolling out the national literacy strategy in England could be used here in Dubai and in the region. And having a center like this, which will be, a beacon of good practice, which will kind of lead the way in terms of providing sessions for teachers, bringing researchers here who are keen to explore how bilingual strategies work in classrooms. All of this will provide a hub of knowledge and expertise. And also, I'm glad to see that everything is equipped for children to have really exciting time here, because, in the consultations with children, they were saying they want clubs, they want story reading sessions, they want creative writing clubs. And I think this center, can offer all of that.
Excellent. Going back to your example about the math and the students, and you mentioned at the beginning, once you introduced the whole idea about the math, the students are struggling in math. To what extent in research there is something about the students' achievement and the mother tongue language? Because based on my experience, this is my experience, I noticed that those students who are studying math in Arabic or their mother tongue language, they can fly faster than those who are studying especially problem solving or word problem solving. And this is as part of the UNESCO report that I came across a long time back. But if we look at you as a researcher and you are exposed for such studies, to what extent you feel there's correlation between mother tongue language for sciences and math in particular and students' achievements? Any research, anything that we can share with the audience?
Yeah. Well, Jim Cummins, who is one of the lead educators in this area of research, and he's based in Canada, in his book, Language, Power and Pedagogy, which was published in 2000, he lists 160 studies which were done around the world, different contexts, different combinations of languages, different socioeconomic background of students. And in all these studies, we have evidence that children will achieve better if their mother tongue is part of their learning experience. In the States, in particular, there were studies done with Chinese children who were bilingual and biliterate. They were achieving especially well in maths. So, and this is what's exciting, that we have studies with children from different socioeconomic contexts. So even from underprivileged communities, there are also studies with adults who are illiterate, where studies show that, using two languages will help people put off dementia. So there are so many lifelong benefits from very early childhood to advanced age if we are using, two languages. And recently I also read there's a study about prenatal periods. So, a fetus that's exposed to parents using two languages will be born with different ways in responding to visual and sound stimuli.
This is interesting.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. So language learning starts even before the child is born.
This is, I know, but I didn't know that the impact of multilingualism, it will affect as well the, oh my God.
We know that bilingual brain processes differently, not only audio stimulus, but also visual stimulus. But now this is really new study that as soon as the child is born, there will be different response to a child who was exposed to one language in that period.
Interesting, very interesting. I would love to have this piece of research,
I'll
please.
send you.
Going back to the skills and the students, once you feel like the ability of the students to switch between 2 languages or 3 languages, to what extent such skill will impact the 21st century life skills such as critical thinking, problem solving? Is there something that has positive impact on those students in particular? Or is there research where you see that those students who speak more than one language, they have the following skills that they can shine, or they will distinguish them from other individuals that they speak one language?
Well, I think that the era of monolingualism has finished, if there ever was one, because, we live in such an interconnected world, globalized world, and look at all these amazing cities like Dubai, like London, which, want to be global leaders, which are global leaders in terms of, global city index, in terms of how much talent they attract and their positioning in terms of the impact on the economic and political arena. So for all of this, you need professionals who have plurilingual skills. In Europe, European Council actually promotes this new concept of plurilingualism because it's kind of a new way at looking at our linguistic repertoire, which also may include languages we are exposed to, but not necessarily proficient in those languages. But we still have certain cultural understanding that's linked to those languages. We may have some partial knowledge of that language, but that can be key in terms of, shaping our communication professionally and our skills. So I think, that what's coming in the future will demand more flexibility, more kind of drawing on our different experiences and different parts of linguistic repertoire in an individual and creative way to help us, solve problems, to help us shine a different light on a particular issue and, come up with creative solutions.
Yeah, absolutely. And you shed light on a very important thing, which is the marketplace and the labor. And now you can see that more people are requesting bilingual or those who are able to speak more than one languages for the customers, for anything. So it's there, it's changing, as you mentioned, and people are, even you can see adults are opting to learn more than one language just to develop their skills as well. Going to the Center of Excellence, and you're here from London, and thank you very much for being with us, especially in such important week for us, where we are having our first advisory board meeting chaired by yourself, and it's our privilege. What kind of strategies you feel like this center will able to to develop, honestly, to make it not only at AKS, but we're talking about GEMS, we're talking about the UAE. What kind of things, or what are the starting points that we will be working on to make sure that we are focusing on Arabic as the mother tongue language, especially that it is aligned now to the education strategy that was announced in December or November, and will be great to have such joint efforts with the government, with the private sector, to make this center a successful moving forward?
Well, as very important part of my role, I see connecting with local universities, with my colleagues who are, experts in terms of researching use of Arabic, and who are already connected with people who can develop professional development sessions. Because we know also from our consultations that Arabic teachers often feel that they are left without appropriate professional development. And I think this is a big gap that exists, and that this center should look to, fill at least to some extent. So I think professional development and developing the research arm for the center will go hand in hand, jointly with colleagues from Zayed University, I'm glad that my colleague Wafa Zogbor, who is based there, is also on the advisory board and attending on Wednesday. Also, I think we have a very important connection with the KHDA.
Yes.
Her Excellency Ms. Aisha was the one who opened this center in November, and I see us having a continuous dialogue with KHDA, with Ms. Aisha's team, to make sure that their vision for the new education strategy and the place of Arabic in that education strategy, kind of flows to us at a regular pace, and that we are able to work closely with them so that we can really become, kind of a beacon for, development of implementation of that strategy as well. And again, I see a lot of my experience and expertise with the National Literacy Strategy being very helpful here. And also, parents are extremely important. I'm meeting some of them tomorrow. I know that you have some parents who've got degrees in linguistics,
yes,
who are very keen. And we want this center to be alive in terms of parents also feeling they can contribute.
Absolutely.
They can read stories. They can, do a class on some cultural practice that they can share. So we want parents to be really involved, hands-on, and to have a strand of work that's about parental contribution. And students need to feel that their voice is important.
Of course.
And that they can have all these activities they told me about, photo club, creative writing club. We want to involve them in competitions, and perhaps start a new competition that's led by this center for GEM schools or wider.
And there are some other programs such as leadership program as well. And even for the teachers and the parents, there are some programs for the parents coming up as well by our board members. So in the opening, Dina Barki, our CEO, mentioned that Arabic should be the language of choice. To what extent do you feel like we can do it at this center and we can make it happen, especially for non-native speakers of Arabic?
Well, in my experience, when I, conducted research with, for example, adults from Croatia who live in London, and I asked them, how did you manage to become so fluent in Croatian and you don't live there, you never lived there? They always said, our parents made it fun, made it exciting. We wanted to do things in Croatian because, there was an appeal to it. And I think that we saw that when we had the opening of the center. You had all your students dressed as important scholars,
yes,
of the Arabic world, and you can see that they were so excited to be here, to be part of that, and to really represent these important figures from the past. So that's a good model how to make the activities of this center exciting. The children feel proud of their past, to know their past, and they feel that they, have a role to play in making sure that all the children in the school know about these important scholars and know about their work, and that they can contribute to that. So that is one example. I think that was beautifully organized, and well done to your teachers.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dina. You are the first guest talking in English. We always have guests talking in Arabic, and this is amazing. And I always end the conversation by asking what Arabic means to you. I know you don't speak Arabic, but you as a scholar and as a researcher, how would you describe the Arabic language in one word?
Well, that is obviously very challenging, but to me, I can say that Dubai and Arabic were kind of the exile from the pandemic. I spent here 6 months while London was in the very strict lockdown. And for me, Dubai in Arabic was freedom, was excitement, researching multilingualism in Dubai, getting to know your school, getting to know children. So if you ask me to say one word, I would say excitement.
Oh my God, thank you very much. That's very interesting. Dr. Dina, thank you so much. And we are very excited working with you this week and meet the board members as well visiting us. And thank you very much for your time. You're here from London and we really appreciate your visit to AKIS as usual. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.